a lot better than Rusty Guns.
Who?
Rusty Guns. You know Rusty? Oklahoma guy.
Oh, yeah. What's he got out there?
He's an oldie.
Schwanky.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff.
Schwanky.
Yeah, it's quirky. I don't care what he said. He played something off of, what was that Netflix show that all the women watch? I probably shouldn't have. Oh my gosh, Bridgerton? He played a song off of Bridgerton, and I heard it, and I was like,
My wife got one episode into that, and she was like, oh, no, I can't inform me.
I said, you watch, I said, you should play something off Bridgerton.
Now, where are you, man?
And he was like,
But Morgan said he played basketball.
I know exactly. Yeah.
It's got their January.
The decline from the go back number.
Oh, half an hour from there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right. Session 1. Okay. If you want to, let's start first with participant guide. So we're going to be on page 4. Let me throw my napkin away. Yeah, if you haven't written your turning points or people, that would be really great to do. Right, session 1. Anybody know how to read? That's going to be very important for the next few days. Someone tell me what this session is titled. Come on, now, y'all had lunch. We're not that tired yet, right? Come on, okay? So from here on out, after the intro, it gets a whole lot more interactive, which means you have to talk and be, locked in. So loosen up a little bit, okay? This is Sunday school. All right, yeah, traits of a trainer, okay? I'm going to give you, if you have a Bible, I'd love for you to open up. We're going to start first in Scripture, okay? So I need 2 people that can read for us. I need somebody to turn to Proverbs 27, 17. Who's got that?
I'll do it.
All right, Eli, you do that? You, Mr. Dean, can you take Proverbs 25, 11? Here, we're on page 4. Okay, Eli, you got it?
Yep, Proverbs 27,
All right.
17.
Actively listen, please, okay? As we read these 2, okay? Go ahead.
Iron sharpens iron, and one person sharpens another.
Okay?
Proverbs 25:11, a word spoken at the right time is like gold apples in silver settings.
Okay, question. What words or phrases jump out to you from either of these passages?
Silver and gold, contrast.
Okay? So there's a contrast set up. What's the contrast?
Gold is much better than silver, so a good word
Take
is
that.
much better. Spoken in the right time, even though the right setting may be good, that word particularly,
Okay?
or set of words.
Right. I got a group of preachers, I forgot. We're all going to get sermons from these. Okay, that's very good, very true. Another one that stands out. We just got to have Darren give point 2, or what, huh?
The other 2 in Proverbs 27:17, you have the iron sharpens the iron, and know that it has to be either a different iron material and friction. So it takes heat to be able for iron to be able to sharpen iron. So that through the trials and things that we do through learning
Okay.
is how we refine ourselves and get sharper.
Yep, okay. That is very applicable. We probably lean in there and think, well, what about a planter and me and the guy who's training him or his coach, right? So that's good. Okay, another word or phrase that stands out. Oh, one more. Or salads for Mars.
Right time?
Okay, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
Word
Okay.
spoken at the right time.
Okay, and that could go a lot of different ways. If we think about the planting cycle, right? Sometimes, I know I was that. They told me a few things in the early days, and I didn't believe them. I was going to break the trends, and then a few years later, that actually was the right time to hear that.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
that guy was actually pretty smart. Yeah, okay. So, this session, okay, guys, maybe we'll write this right there into that blue line. Here's the takeaway, okay? The principle is that we pull from this, if you had to bullet down into a sentence, is this. A learner that's not engaged is a learner that's not being equipped. Okay? So the engagement of it, sharing at the right time, I think specifically Ronnie's example, right, the iron sharpening iron, that's what we're gonna pull from this session, I hope, is that a learner that's not engaged is a learner that's not being equipped, okay? Great trainers come ready to sharpen and to be sharpened. I know I'm the one that knows the script kind of thing in here, but part of this over the next 3 days is you also are gonna be sharpening me as I train you on these things, right? So this is a two-way street when we do these kind of things, right? You're gonna get to meet Charles tomorrow. He's the guy that made a lot of this, and it's so amazing when I get to sit in the room with him because he will use you to help sharpen himself as he leads all of North America in this training, okay? So that's for us, but I just want you to think about when it comes to planters now, right? Like we as trainers, we've got to keep being learners, right? We've got to be engaged because really it's about changing beliefs and behaviors, okay? And part of what we've got to think about, right, in the sense of being similar to what this talks about, we've got to be fresh, right? We've got to keep constantly being refilled by the living water because of what we're training. So that's this session. Real quick on the top, and this is going to be something we do every session, okay, is we're going to test your reading comprehension, okay? Can you read, right? So we always have goals, okay? So every session that we have some goals that we want to do. So those are the 3 bullet points right there that says as a result of this session. So the first one, does someone like to read the first goal that we have of this session?
Assess key people, events, or experiences related to one's leadership training journey.
Great. Somebody read the next one?
Articulate top traits of a great trainer.
Okay, the next one.
Create a draft of a personal My Traits of a Great Trainer plan.
Perfect. That's what we're aiming for, guys, okay? So, to start us out, obviously all of us today, not like we just plopped out, decided, you know, this sounds like a good idea. All of us have a story, a context. There are probably reasons, people in your life or experiences that got you to where you are today, right? I know for me, I am really thankful for my vintage story and the church that I have and what we are. And one of my passions is like, man, I just really want that to be the story for all of these churches, right? To make it, to be self-sustaining, to be a fruitful ministry, to be effective, those kind of things, right? So when I go and I think, really there's a couple of big turning points that I have, Jacob. Thank you. So I wrote 3 down, but my top one is probably Trent, okay? When I think about who I am today, what got me here, one of the experiences I had was in college, I got to work at camp. And my director and my camp pastor was a guy named Trent. And a lot of how I try to love and listen, honestly, I train them, but I'm really a pastor a lot of times to these planters. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've met with young guys or guys starting. But I always think about Trent. I was this young guy, he was a couple years older than me. He was what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a camp director of this camp. I wanted to be a camp pastor in my early years. And just that summer we had together and the sequence sort of semesters after him checking in produced in me a greater who I was, right? He was able to sharpen me. He was able to give me some good words at good times to help me understand my camp job, how I could do it more effectively. So when I think about me standing here before you today, being the like trainer of Louisiana, Trent is one of the reasons that is that, okay? So I want us to share that a little bit. Part of us sort of getting to know each other is sort of to share that. So what I'd like to do, because of our room, a lot of what we're going to do is have to divide off because we need to sort of keep it smaller groups kind of thing. So just to keep it easy, if you guys could sort of circle sort of this way, and you guys could sort of circle this way, okay? You're all pastors. We have a time limit, okay? You get to pick one of your people or experiences, and in 2 minutes, like I just did, you're going to share that with your little small circle, okay? Is that cool? So if you 3 guys, you don't want to just sort of slide your chairs. You don't really need to write anything, okay? But what I would tell you is we listen to these things, and that's what we're going to do in a minute. We're going to try to pull some principles out of great traits of a great trainer, okay? So all we're going to do right now is just share. So you get to sort of share this sort of way to introduce your sort of side of your table kind of thing. But as you are listening, we're going to come back in a minute and say, okay, what are some things that we can pull from it? Okay, so don't really need to write anything, but if you can just sort of go this way and sort of that way, maybe huddle up a little bit more kind of thing. Okay, y'all go ahead and go, about 2 minutes per person. Ready, go.
Go ahead, Jacob. One of your people.
Okay,
activity.
2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead, no.
I'll give my person first.
Alright.
My first person is Alfred Hart. When I first got into ministry, pastor my home church, he introduced me to what discipleship was. I had been going to church all my life, but at 21 years old, I really still began to understand discipleship and the importance of that. And so with that, he led us into mastermind discipleship.
Masters in teaching.
And it also introduced me to purpose. So that kind of helped me have the discipleship path. Even today, I still refer back to that. So I think that was a major turn.
For me, I also Dr. David Roberts, the AMS in Michigan, where I served with them. Basically, things like that, but what we end up doing with me is he's always like a secret shopper. He sent me to all the churches in his association. And all the right.
I was there before that.
What
What did he have? So,
in the parking lot.
He never before.
The friendliness, the guests, the preaching, the leadership, everything. And then what we ended up doing was sit down talking when God told me what to plan. He escaped all those things that I had did for him and pulled them all out and laid them on the desk. That's cool. Now let's pick out all the things that you found. And the things that you didn't want to do. So he was very intentional about like orienting and the work I was doing at some point was like, okay, this is, why am I doing this? But he had a bigger vision and ended up
I'll be real with
taking
y'all,
what
the
I
one
did.
that I betted heads with.
He would sit down to a pastor at that church like 8 years with
Like,
the
he was,
secret worshiper.
He was, it was a different
You
model
take it
when
like
he
you
first
want,
moved.
but this is,
It was
and then he'd work with the pastor.
like
We just had a
that,
love
and,
for the church
I
and
learned a lot
pastors
from that
that
guy.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
really did
was
about self-awareness, and, I think it's a
I
reminder, like,
could,
you know,
I could share a similar story with, as a young pastor.
Like, I love George's,
With
brother
the-
Christ, you know what I mean?
But
I'd
I
rather
wrote
spend time at the top.
I wrote down,
You know what I mean? So,
32 years of church
Which
experience.
one is more beneficial?
yeah,
I
exactly.
sit here today.
And I learned in
and-
school.
Oh, yeah.
So I
yeah,
have
yeah.
professors,
So lessons
the ones that I learned.
Things that you hear, share.
Just like, sometimes there's just like,
You make me so mad.
And they would have fun in the same time.
I know that's right.
He's gonna be able to.
And
I know, no.
2 years
Yeah, my
of
job
church.
was check, it's my uncle.
And we had some.
So he had a body.
Yeah, a lot of
You
times.
know what I mean? I knew
That's
the
the
language
thing.
for the pastor, so the
Or
more
just
than
start the
I
church and
had.
works with
And
it.
that's really what shaped me first about it.
Originally, when you first came here,
It's
yeah.
the key along the way.
Talking crazy.
But
And
as
a year
you
later,
say,
I came to a
because I've often preached, this is
I know, right?
experience
Oh, yeah, and I'm
that
like,
comes
so.
from going through trial. And so that's really been the greatest teacher as I sit here now, 32, 33 years in. The experiences of ministry ultimately shaped me, give me a heart to share that with younger pastors.
He told me. He hurt my feelings so bad.
Most recently, I got in Kim Coley.
I swear.
So Kim Coley, he's actually my advisor for the ED program. One reason why I got into the program. But he also is a pastor of mine.
Like you're
for us.
But
And
God used him a lot.
it's kind of like what y'all were saying, the intentionality.
Yeah, once I got past
having
that.
a bigger vision of what he was trying to do in his teaching. It wasn't just, oh, I got this information, let me share it with you, but I'm trying to see transformation take place in your life. So he had that in mind, but he modeled it for me very, very well. And it's really, it's taken a whole
Voice.
has shaped, I mean, obviously what I'm doing today, but Kim Coley was a
Y'all share? Did y'all all share? All right, on page 5, if you haven't yet, put your 3 in writing, okay? So, I don't know if you did or not, but I often refer back to my participant guide when I did this in 2018. So it's really important. I would encourage you now to do that. So on page 5, there's a sheet. This is what we're going to spend a few moments on kind of thing, okay? So go ahead and write your 3 kind of thing. All of us are aging. That's okay. So maybe the one you did share, maybe you want to jot down what you shared with your group, right? So when you look back at this in 5 years, like I did this week preparing, I was like, what did I say about Trent back when I had to share that? So, might be helpful, whoever you pick to share, maybe write down, what did I share with those people, right? I heard, not just teaching, but sort of relationship, those kind of things. Whatever you shared, you want to write that down about that one person that you shared, okay?
For the TV camera, I'm worried that music might be overpowering the microphone. I don't know.
Very true.
Take that, man.
Hopefully AI's transcribing the thing
There you go.
like Charles had on our calls.
Oh,
So, thank you for that. All right. So here's what I want you to do right now, okay? The second middle part, I want you to think about, hopefully you're actively listening. That's not a technique that we teach, but I think it's an important thing for this retreat in your ministry. That as you were listening, what were some of the, if you were to say personally, we're going to share these in a minute, but just go to begin to jot a list in that middle part of the page. What were some of the things you heard from you were with 3 other guys? What were some things you heard them say that would be principles that are applicable for us as trainers, right? So I'm not sure what guys are sharing. I wasn't able to hear you guys over here much, but I think Dean shared about George Ross, right? So what were some things he said about George Ross that were principles we should sort of all think about, right? As you guys were listening to these other guys, what were some of the principles or things like that you heard, kind of thing? Or think about your 3, right? If you were to give us, hey, when I know I shared about Trent, but I could really share about Charles and me doing this so many years ago, those principles that I pull out from that. So go ahead and think about those just for a second.
All I know is we'll talk too loud sometimes.
Hey, did you hear me? Just how much did you hear?
He's like, you heard me cussing?
Man, you talk the loudest in the room. You've been around for a while. Just one more minute, and we're going to all collectively, we're going to be in this blankly.
Did you hear me say?
Well, actually, just that one says traits of a great
Oh,
leader.
yeah, I was trying to catch up here.
Did you hear anything?
Lane lost his hearing at that point. No comment. All right. So, Jacob has volunteered to be our scribe. We're so thankful for him. Jacob, on the left side, we're gonna do sort of like principles.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna do scriptures in a minute on the right side. So,
Okay, so
spatial
principles on the
awareness
left.
of your sticky is very important. Okay.
Got
So let's go ahead and share collectively. Okay. What were maybe on the left side? What were some principles that you heard either from your person that was impacting your life, or for somebody else sharing that you think all of us should think about, kind of thing, as far as like traits of a great trainer? So what were the traits, what were the principles that made them a great trainer?
One that I heard was seeing the potential in somebody and inviting them into opportunities where they can expand.
Okay.
Sorry, what now?
Seeing potential in folks and then inviting them to opportunities to expand.
Okay, so
and
seeing
grow.
potential and then an invitation to
Opportunities to
deeper
grow.
or relationship. Okay, good. It's good.
I heard intentionality was a key word in one of the guys, and the trainer, had a plan to see the results of transformation in
Okay.
that person.
Say it towards, when you speak to Jacob, he's,
Okay.
he's our scribe.
Yeah, the trainer had, a plan to see the
Okay.
result, to see the
Okay.
result of transformation.
Okay, so an intentional plan.
Yeah.
Okay, this is brainstorm, so do it quicker.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You're good? Oh, no, I was saying no one else is sharing.
It was some hands-on practical training.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's practical, okay? The other option is, it's, not just impractical, but it's practical, okay?
Hard
Experience.
truths.
Huh?
Hard truths.
Hard truth, okay, all right?
Experience,
Yeah.
kind of what to expect
Experience.
and what to maybe avoid.
Okay, so that's good. Experience, which is what to expect, and then what to avoid, okay?
Encouragement.
Okay? But make sure we get these sub-points. So experience is what to,
Experience,
Expect.
because you mentioned that, it can use a lot of what not to do.
yeah, okay?
So,
Give them your dumb tax, right?
yeah.
Okay?
You probably say visionary, so they didn't train just for the moment, but they were able to see further down the line for how that would be beneficial for who they were training.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Tangible tools,
Okay.
tools that you can actually use, and not just.
Tools we put in our tool belt,
Yeah.
okay?
This probably goes with encouragement, but relational investment.
Okay. We always aim for 10. Looks like we just got that. Was there 11th one that you want to add?
Need a marker?
Some of the markers are given out.
Yeah.
One more.
I'll figure it out in a second.
Besides Lonnie, Lonnie got that list.
I do have a good one though. We talk about demonstration. The person did it in front of you,
Okay.
and modeled it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Man, the difference in those two markers is crazy. Can you rewrite all of those? Let's get a new sticky. Man.
I have OCD.
Yeah, those of you who are perfectionists or OCDs, this is where training really.
no,
I mean, one marker looks like that, you know.
That's after training.
Yeah, I have a whole box of purple markers, not black. It really always throws me off. Okay. So model it. What was that you said? Demonstrate. Yeah, model.
Yeah,
Okay.
model, that was it.
All right. Other side. Okay. This is where we'll excel in. There's a bunch of lead pastors in here. So what are some scriptures? What are some examples of scripture of principles? Like where we find a scriptural basis for this idea of being trainers or training someone or investing in them. So what are some of the scriptures that you all maybe go to when you think about I'm training someone, I'm inviting someone into a relationship, I'm modeling for them, I'm giving them my experience, right? I obviously gave mine to, which was Proverbs 27.
That was all I'm going to.
So you put Proverbs 27 up there.
Is it 1 Timothy 2:2?
First of Proverbs 27.
Is it 2?
2 Timothy 2:2.
Second, come on, help me out.
Second to.
2:2.
Yeah.
I'll say 1 Corinthians 11:1.
Yeah.
Couple more.
Acts 6:4.
Let's go for 6. 2 more.
Philippians 2, I think it's 16 through 23, where Paul's talking about sending Timothy and Epaphroditus. Why he's talking about sending them.
One more.
Song of Solomon, no.
I'll say Mark.
Really? That's how you read that one. That's how you read that one. Interesting.
You can do Mark 2:14, where Jesus called Levi to follow him.
Okay, so if you want to, we're going to take a little bit of a brain break while we wait for Chanson to come over. If you want to capture some of these things that we shared, or there's other insights, obviously that's what this space is sort of used to build. Here's what I would encourage you. I want you to sort of take those principles, make sure that middle section, you've got those. If you heard those passages, maybe there's another scripture. We don't want to lose the moment right now where you're like, oh, I'm thinking this. So I'll go ahead and jot it down, and that's this participant guide helps you sort of think through that. So that middle section, begin to just really note that list, your list, and these scripture. Okay, so take a few minutes to do that, and I expect Chanson to come over here in just a minute.
So we're not using the bottom. This is
Not the bottom. I think that's what Chanson's about to do with this.
Okay.
That's good.
This right here, just go out. There's like a little sign-in booth thing.
So we do good shop, right? That's like saying hello. My wife teaches school. She has some sort. She teaches special ed. That's all it says. It's just and you can spell. I mean, I guess. I know. It's, yeah, no, that's right. What I love is when they misspell the word.
Let's do that.
You're like, we're gonna do it. Just spell it right.
All right. Dr. Chanson over there, he's in. All right. So, everybody good with that? Okay, we're gonna move to our second objective, okay? Hey, Derek, can you move that sticky to that corner by the door? And Mr. Tim, can you move that sticky just sort of to that wall, just closer to the corner here? Okay. Here? Perfect, yep. All right, so as we continue this process, okay, all is hopefully it described positive experiences that we have, okay? So, here's what I want us to do, okay? We're gonna do the same two groups, okay? And I want you on your sticky to begin together as a team, all right, to come up with basically 10 to, well, let's do this, okay? In your book personally, okay, I want you to think about, okay, traits that make up a great trainer, okay? So think about a great trainer. What would be traits, okay? That could be practices, that could be mechanisms that they use, that could be approaches, that could be environments that they set up. It's a whole host of things, right? So what you want to do in that bottom part of your page is you personally just begin to jot down as many great traits of a trainer that you can think of, okay? So take a moment as you think about great training experiences or what you hope to be better at kind of thing. What are some of the traits that you think make great training? Try to get a list of 10. Try to aim for 10, personally. All right, so take your pen, take your book, grab one of your markers, hopefully they're in your bag, okay? The same groups that we shared, we're gonna go up here, okay? And so what we wanna do is you have a list, okay? We gotta think about, the left side, okay, is gonna be a brainstorm, similar to what we did, okay? So you as a group, okay, are going to go before each of 4 of you should have 40 traits. Okay, you're going to begin to share and try to come up with the top 10. Okay, so try to get a list of top 10. All right, so the left side is what we're doing, okay? So y'all go sort of share over there and say, hey, what are some of the top traits, some of the things that make trainers great trainers, okay? Everybody take a pen with them over there kind of thing. Each sticky needs a scribe. So one of y'all volunteer to be a scribe to sort of take the left side and jot that down as a group, and then you guys as well. And that's a great idea. If y'all want to move your chairs that way, you can as well, okay? Take you a Sharpie, take you a pen, go right here to this. Okay?
I was about to say,
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Oh.
Blue side, no.
You got it.
I can write this time.
Oh, it's part of your energy. You've been bent down.
I really like stop.
I'm here to serve, dear.
Look,
I'm here to
Eli, I
serve.
told him, he's doing it for a grade.
So,
We're brainstorming first, right?
Yeah, we're calling our lists of 10.
Alright, so we do our list then.
Yeah, I guess we should start with,
I'll read what I
start
have.
our list and
Has
see
wise,
what.
humble,
Any
gentleness,
comments?
Yeah.
encouragement, exhortation, coach, compassionate, strong,
Sincere,
listen well,
sincere,
invested deeply,
encourager.
empathetic,
Sure,
engaging,
just blast it
Yeah, I was just saying, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
I have
You go-
modeler,
compassionate,
modeling,
wise,
like accountability, encourager, clarifier, adapter,
interested.
positive, visionary, pure, knowledgeable, motivated.
okay.
I am
Knowledgeable,
sincere,
motivated, kind of
honest,
engaging.
knowledgeable,
What you got?
creative, good teacher, experienced, organized, confident, communicator, passionate. And I actually have compassion.
I have,
Humorous.
interactive, efficient,
Good use of stories.
knowledgeable, believing of the concept,
Okay, listen.
Passionate.
We got same, we got three,
embracing
I got three of the
tools,
same one.
prepared,
Yeah, I've got engaging,
reading the room,
personal,
connected, fellowship.
competent, knowledgeable.
Follow up, brother.
He listens.
So I put great designers, model what they teach, relational
Communicates well,
trainees,
interactive,
content,
differentiates,
push sharp trainees, interpret to love,
What is that?
see transformation.
different learning
So I was
styles.
like, it's
Adapt, adapt.
engage.
Adapt, okay.
They meet in all different learning styles.
So one thing
Aware of
that
time, they
I
can read
heard
a room and
consistent was knowledgeable.
So if I sound her, sing four, they're pretty consistent. You know,
Yeah,
teach
well,
us.
let's put those up.
Yeah, that was it.
And then we'll go from there.
I think I heard experience.
that really makes it engaging versus just data, information.
Preparation.
Compared.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you use compassion, relational,
Passion,
Yeah.
holy.
We good with that?
Oh, I was gonna say,
You wanna do both?
yeah. Compassion.
Okay, what's the other six?
Yeah.
I think we.
Because I have follow up, but that,
Like adapt.
it goes back to being compassionate, not just a class of your
We'll
problem.
put the, we'll put adapting, what was that, differentiated what?
Differentiated instructional technique.
I'm gonna put D.
Yeah, wide variety.
Different techniques.
Yeah, there you go. You've got to be competent. It drives me more inside.
Yeah,
It's a good
knowledgeable,
presentation.
knowledgeable is mine, so I think confident,
Mhm.
confident, knowledgeable.
Pre-trained, like, you have you trained and you want to be honest.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Experience,
Sometimes you get something about it.
Get me that door, I can't really ready yet.
Hey, you might be able to learn, you don't just know that.
Give us a workers' comp.
Workers' comp.
Clay, how I file a claim?
Yeah, no, that's right. That sentence, the first thing that comes to my mind, hit me, please. You know, that's.
You from the deal.
I am from the deal.
I remember good.
Like, how they structure their teaching environment, or whatever, you know, so creative.
Yeah, creative.
Experience, adapting, engaging. Would that be similar, engaging, modeling?
Because different people
Yeah, I don't know.
need different methods, you know,
Mhm.
different approaches.
Nice.
I That's what from mine, I had reading the room, so seeing what,
Yep.
who needs what.
I put, strong,
Where-
reliable,
I wish I
faithful,
were in a
investment.
computer. I think he said
Passion.
that's the word.
We'll make it through.
Emotional intelligence, like whenever they're aware,
Awareness.
read the
Look,
room.
they said, they said self-aware.
Self-GPT.
Yeah. Just 10?
Awareness.
Just 10, yep. You guys got 10?
Man,
We're
We're number 9 right now.
Come on.
Okay.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have put that one first.
Correct.
Inductive. We're going from the bottom. Going from the bottom.
I'm coming to a conference.
That's just.
That's the worst on razor with a Sharpie. You're like,
Did we
oh
put
man,
anything
that should
like
have.
a big
Why didn't you got that one first?
Yeah.
It's understood.
Someone needs to clarify, or
All right.
visionary, something like that?
Like a clear communication.
Here's what you guys get to do. Okay?
What you want to put, we got one more.
You're gonna give us your top 5.
You know, we.
So this is where you get to rank. On
Yeah.
the right side.
Okay.
1,
4, 5,
2,
6, 7, 8,
3,
9. Give me one more.
4, number 5. Okay? The most important, and the ranking
Okay,
is like
strong.
college football player. Okay?
Fair.
Number 1 is the most
Fair.
important, if you like.
Oh, strong.
5 is
Strong,
also really
strong.
important, right?
Strong.
Because it went from 5 to 4.
We don't want to
So
go weak.
try to give us a top 5 list over here on the right.
All
right.
If we're being
Can
spiritual.
you guys now?
We'll go back to
We
5.
figure 5.
Yep, you got Will down to 5, 1,
Yeah, yeah,
most important, 2, number 5, it's still pretty important, it's top 5 out
So
of
some
40,
of the things
right?
that I
So,
think we said.
that's like the college football playoff, this is the ranking we're doing, so number 1, number 2, number 3.
The Saints would be.
Yeah, we be 36, how many is it? 32.
32.
All right, let's do this. Let's look at one that we can do the whole way. Let's see what makes the top 5.
I would say
Okay.
You agree with that?
it might be number 2.
2.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll do a really top that makes it in the rank. Rank comes from getting 10.
I mean,
Because that does speak to some other stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
great trainer. I mean, they have the model.
We all 3 said the top.
I think we all said the top.
We all had seminary professors who we didn't think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take the trainer, we have to be able to train something
I'm
like
saying
that.
that because.
So I guess experience and modeling is the same thing, I don't know.
Who didn't believe that they were
Put
even
experience.
saying.
So you got 1, 2.
One more.
Experience.
Are you done with your
Yeah, passion, about strong and confidence. These two are,
Hard to.
one of them's the material, the other one's the
A little bit
literature.
more, you know,
So,
Sure.
preparing for the.
I would say this.
Yeah.
A little bit of what.
Because if it's,
This.
I'll probably.
because they do
say this
engage in
one.
delivery, that's.
This entails this.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
I
quality.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I would think even awareness and this go together.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
engaging.
going to relational, I was going somewhere, connection,
Yep,
relation.
yep.
More interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, we can always cross through and change if we want to.
Yeah, that's
right.
This
We'll
one,
get 5 up there.
that one?
Y'all agree? Knowledge that?
I say we go down to 5.
Be prepared.
You want
Alright, which
to know
one's number
something.
one?
Hey, struck these up.
Other stuff.
You want to present
Keep it consistent.
See the better.
See if they know.
Yeah, prepared.
Experience and knowledge was two completely different things.
Yeah.
All right, let's all pick our top.
You got the
What would
prepared,
be your
experienced, knowledgeable, learner, like all of that.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like a vote.
Alright, let's do it. What we going with? Knowledgeable?
I'm not prepared.
I guess.
You're
Knowledgeable.
prepared?
Yeah.
That's fine, I think.
Only because,
They're not humble.
like what you said,
Like, I
should
should
that
have.
kids,
It kind of
Uh,
is different, but,
you can have all of this.
I need experience. I don't know where y'all are.
yeah, I mean, I've been,
Oh, yeah.
like I said, we've all been where
There you go.
get their,
I'll be a strong
get
lead.
their stuff together.
Finish those two
Can
out.
y'all write your rankings on the right? Can you make a pretty right side ranking? It's like number 1, right? Can y'all write?
Any color
Yeah,
preferences?
can y'all write that, your rankings?
Okay, what's it in?
Font.
Tur-
We got
Turquoise.
time.
I'm on my aerial guy.
This side over here, we're gonna have to break up.
Yeah, that's
They're having a little, can you hold monitor them over here?
Yeah, that's right.
Man alive.
Too much fun, huh?
I mean, some would say laughter's a sign of really good teams too.
No, that's right. That's
Seems like we've really gotten good over here.
Comfortable, right?
We're
just deep in prayer on this side.
There you go. There you go.
Set it humble.
There you
I
go.
forget we're getting recorded. That's
Boom!
That's what we're forget we're getting recorded.
Answer that one right side of the room.
Sorry, Dr. Wilson. Dr. Barnes and everybody else who's listening. Dr. Grant, Dr. Duke, everybody else.
Putting all my trash in my pockets.
Well, dude, I got trash already in there. Don't worry about it. I'll empty it out. 'Cause I sling my trash in there too, so you're good. I promise you're good. No, man, you're good.
You just had to find out you have one ability.
Yeah, I shove everything down.
Oh,
All right, so just real quick, okay? They're still writing over there. They're writing in red. I can't see it. Would one of you guys from this side like to sort of talk through your top 5?
Top 5?
Yep.
Yeah, so top 1, Jesus Jew, we're prayerful.
Yes.
In tune with the Spirit, in tune with what the Lord is doing. Passionate. I mean, you could know your stuff, you can have all the experience, but if you're not passionate about what you're talking about, it may come off like you don't really believe what you're even teaching. Experienced, one who's been through it, knows what's going on, has experience with it, can speak to some of the hiccups and roadblocks that you may see or go through. Relational is huge. If you're not going to be able to relate to your folks, it's almost like, man, I don't care what you know until I know that you care. And then prepared, you can have all of the knowledge, but come very unprepared, and it's like, man, we didn't even learn anything. So.
It's good. All right, who would like to?
Knowledgeable, competent, so you need to know that you know what you're talking about and you're able to speak confidently about it. Humble, gentleness.
We don't like jerks, is what we said.
We like nice people.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I to say about that?
Coincide with them. Experience, number 3. You don't want to know someone who's been there. Listen well, someone who is a good listener, who's able to communicate. And then someone who's an encourager.
Nice. Okay. So all this was an experience to say positive, a training experience, right? So now my question for you is like, you have the chance to become these. Okay, it does take work, right? One of the things I would say that came from one of my turning points is Charles, who'll go with us tomorrow. What I've learned from Charles is that being a great trainer is a lifelong thing. I don't know if you ever knew, had sat in the room with Charles, just observed him tomorrow. He is always, he is, yes, very experienced in what he's going to do for us. But he's always also learning, tweaking, changing, that kind of stuff, right? So part of this retreat, if you want to think about it, is we want you to try to leave with this retreat with at least your sort of 5 traits that you're going to embody as a trainer, okay? I don't know if any of your advisors are ready to set those 5 in stone like this, but we want that process to be going. So one of the things we're going to do throughout all the sessions is like we're going to do a technique, show you this like training kind of thing. And we're always going to try to close with like, okay, how does that impact your traits of a great trainer? So my goal would be that one of the things you leave with on Saturday is at least a penciled top 5 in some ways that that's going to be done in your life, okay? So we're going to start that right now. So what I want to encourage you is take a few moments. You have your 5 that your group came from. Maybe you disagree with the 3 guys that are in your group. You're like, they're crazy. But if you were right now to say, what do you think are your top 5 traits that you want to embody as a great trainer? I hope you have some space still on page 5 to write those. But just right now, if we had to say, all right, share with all of us, what would you say is your top 5 traits that you, not us, not whoever trains, you, Lonnie, you, Mr. Tom, right? You, Derek. Like, what are the top 5 traits that you want to embody? Okay? Maybe try to list 5 of those right now. This is a brainstorm. This is not set in stone, but let the Spirit lead you right now. We've just done this, and so if I were to ask you right now, what are 5 things after doing this that you want to embody? What would those be? Write that right there on page 5, okay?
Yeah.
try to come up with a personal top 5 list that you feel like, right now where you're at, what's your experience, what you've done so far, that you want to try to embody as a trainer. When you got 5, give me a thumbs up. When you got your 5. It's just a brainstorm. It would be perfect, but we want to capture right now is your brain's pretty engaged, so we're trying to capture that right now. Okay? Alright. Go back to your 5 list. Okay? We're gonna go grab coffee in a minute at the coffee shop. Okay? You have to tell me your most important 2. So of your 5, if we had a chance to go get coffee at the break time, you would say, Matt, I think these are the first 2 most important traits that I want to embody. Okay, so try to look at your 5, and the 2 you think are the most important, just star them. Dot them, circle them, however you want to do that, okay? So you did 5. What's your top 2? Okay? Getting dinner depends on you identifying your 2. You tell me right now, what are your top 2? Well, what would you say if we were talking? What would you say are your top 2 of that 5 that you really want, you think you need to embody, you need to be as a trainer, right? What are your top 2, okay? All right. Everybody got 2? Okay. Now the rubber meets the road. Turn the page. Page 7. Look at this. We have a template for you to use. Man! Okay. You start 2. All right. Of your 2, what are you ready to put as number 1? You've done, I don't know, it seems like we've done nothing, but for 30 minutes we thought about this.
Yeah.
So right now, all right, the most important trait that I want to embody is, and can you write that on number 1? Okay? Some of you that might need to pray more, that's fine, but just write down what you're thinking. I really feel like this is what I want to embody. What's the number 1? Put it right there on number 1, okay? Everybody got their number 1? Sweet. So, this is a page you're probably going to be coming back a lot to, okay, in this retreat. Again, if you want to know a goal, if you like deadlines, hopefully by the time that we conclude on Saturday, you have at least 3 to 4 of these 5 that you feel pretty good, okay? So this sheet, just to show you, and then I'll give you 2 examples, mine and Charles. This sheet is what we give to trainers that we would love for you to begin to think about, okay? I would love for you, right, one of my desires of this retreat is for you to come out with sort of your traits of a trainer identified, right? Obviously, we've done this just on our great experience. So right now you have number 1. And the way we do this is you list a trait, and then you begin to put phrases of how that's demonstrated, right? So take one of the ones you said, prayerful, okay, for you guys who said that. Well, now tell me, how would you demonstrate that in a training? How are you going to demonstrate that in your ministry as a pastor? Okay, how would you do that, right? So what we want to do is we want to try to identify 5 traits, and here's what I'll tell you is every one of us will have a little bit of a different way that we do this, right? Some of us are going to be pastors and they're going to be alliterated, maybe. Some of us are going to be phrases. Some of us are going to be sort of all over the place. I'm more of an all over the place kind of guy. But that's what I want you to do, right? So you have a trait, and then what we're going to begin to think through, I don't think we'll get this done by the retreat, but something you will take home as homework is how would I demonstrate that? How, if I gave this sheet to Eli and he's set in this, would he be able to see that I'm doing that trait, growing in that trait, that kind of thing, okay? So, we'll begin to sort of work on that, okay? I want to show you two examples. One, if you turn the page back over, this is how incredible Charles is. You have his, okay? So, he is the teacher tomorrow, one of the trainers, so now you know. But just sort of look through that, okay? This is one that he gives us. It's an example of his traits. So, number one, what's his number one trait?
Encouragement.
Encouragement. Number two? Incredible, okay? And you can see he has written that out a little bit. What's the first way he wants to demonstrate being an encourager under number one? Okay, what's the first bullet point?
Making time to pray for each participant before they arrive.
So you know what Charles asked a few weeks ago when we did our call? Can I have a list of the attendees? I want to pray for them by name leading up to this retreat. Okay, so that's demonstrated by. Okay, so credible. How does he want to? What's his first bullet point of how he wants to demonstrate that? Approaching
every training.
Okay.
It was my first one coming in with fresh eyes and an attitude of anticipation.
All right. You'll get. Does he demonstrate that tomorrow? Okay. That he will literally do that. Right. So that's your trait. Okay. That's your sort of trait sheet. Okay. Other thing I would want to introduce you with is that honestly or obviously we don't immediately have all these traits. Like there's some of them are dull tools that they need to be sharpened. Right. Like I'm sort of. This is my first rodeo in some senses. Like I'm sort of sharpening some things around for you guys. Right. That's going to be you guys as well, right? I remember doing this, and like my first time leading planters, it was like, what did I sign up for? Why did I tell George I would do this? This is crazy, right? So this is where the growth plan comes, right? So the question we would always give you is like, so yeah, you have these traits, which are probably ambitious. They're probably things you want to aim for. Some ways you might be excelling in that right now. Some might be, this next year I need to try to, or this next training event kind of thing. So we did this last year. And I have thought through some things and prep for you guys to try to do it different. That's a growth plan, right? So you see Charles's growth plan right there, right? Again, you won't turn this in, but one thing we would encourage you is like, as you look at your traits, well, what are some ways that I can do, can grow in those traits, okay? So that's Charles given for you. I would love to show you mine. I will be honest, I'm a terrible media person, so hopefully you can see what my screen is about to show you, and we can walk through those. Nope. Stop. This is going to happen. Alright, do this. Perfect. Alright, these are my traits, okay? So spiritual vitality, being relational, being inductive, being a model, being inspirational. Okay, as you can see, these are the ways that I would like to demonstrate those. Those are those sub-bullet points here kind of thing. So I am trying to, this training, work right here specifically on being inductive. Okay, I see that as you guys discovering some things. I remember how, this retreat did some light bulb firing type of things in my life and really gave me a lot of things to take back to my church, my own ministry. So I'm trying to, I desire to pull that out from you guys in the next, few days that we have together. Okay, so that's what a different example would look like. And then this is sort of a growth plan that I made back leading up to the event last year, kind of thing. It's sort of how I would go about working on that growth plan, or working on those traits, sorry. That's a part of my growth plan. So that is just two examples of our traits kind of thing, okay? So, good? Clear? So let's do this, okay? You have two options, okay? We have just a couple of minutes left, so two options. One, you can begin to work with the bullet points and say, I already know maybe one or two other ones that I want them to be my traits. Or if you pick your number one, you say, you know, I'm gonna start writing maybe one of my demonstrated by kind of phrases. So you pick any way you wanna go. If you prefer to have all 5 first before you make your demonstrated statements, that's fine. Begin to work now to try to make your 5, okay? Or if you're like, I've got this one and I wanna do that first one first before I do the other ones, that's fine. Try to begin to write some phrases under your number one that are sort of demonstrated by, okay? So you go either way on page 7, okay? Either number one, maybe think about some demonstrated ways that you could hand this to me tomorrow as you maybe begin to train and we could observe this, or say, I'm gonna start to try to make my own 5, okay? Clear? Cool. Wrap up whatever you're doing, we're going to transition into break. All right, again, this is a constantly working one, okay? My suggestion on breaks for this retreat is make it a break. So go to the bathroom, get you some water, let your brain rest, okay? We are only getting more and more engaged, and tomorrow is a long day. So let's actually take a break kind of thing. We have about a 10-minute break. There should be coffee, water, that kind of stuff out there. I'm going to flip the room for our next session, but you guys, please make sure you take a break, okay? All right.